All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining us on another Gut Health 15. If you have not been with us on one of these, it is about 15 minutes that we spend and we visit with somebody about their gut health journey thus far on the Plexus products. Because we all know the longer you take them, the better you feel, and the more things that start to improve that maybe you didn't even realize were a problem, right? Realize were an issue, you thought they were part of aging or whatever, hereditary. It is not true what you have been told in a lot of cases. So, this is your encouragement to stick with it and to learn from what you take in tonight. So, I'm going to introduce you to Amanda Yoder. Amanda has agreed to give her Pleximony, her little health story thus far. So, Amanda, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to just take it away, remind us what the things you were struggling with and tell us where you're at today.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for having me. So yes, I have been taking the Plexus products for a number of years now, and I started taking them because of the depression I was struggling with, and I ended up going on an antidepressant, and that's when I really started doing some research. Before that, I had been introduced to Plexus, but I was like, I don't have gut issues. I'm fine. But anyway, while later I ended up on an antidepressant, I was like, I just want to understand what I'm doing here. And when I realized that 90% of our serotonin is made in the gut, and that's the happy hormone, I was like, oh my goodness, here I've struggled with depression for years and years. And so anyway, so I remembered the products that were shared with me, and I started taking them. And within just a couple months, I was able to lower my dosage on my antidepressant. And then about 10 months later, I was completely off. And I've been so grateful. And with that energy, about halfway through my shift when I was at work, I would just be fatigued and just could not wait. Like, how many more hours do I have to go before I can go home? And
Yeah.
when I started drinking the pink drink, I was just like, wow, this is like about time to go home and I'm still feeling really good. And another thing that I was really surprised that it was not something that I was really looking for, but was the PMS symptoms. I
Okay.
was I never had severe cramps, but enough that I would take some ibuprofen or something, especially when I was at work, because I had cramps. And that's something, my cramps just completely disappeared. And PMS symptoms, my cycle started and I was like, oh, I guess it is time for my cycle. And I didn't even remember because I didn't have the PMS symptoms. So that is another thing I was so grateful for. And yeah, I've just really enjoyed what they've and liked what they've done for me just to help me to live a better, happier, healthier life.
That is fantastic. So, I'm going to ask you the first question since I can. So, tell me, with the business with the antidepressants, what did
Uh-huh.
you just taper down on your own then to get off the prescription med?
Yes, I did contact my doctor, but I was on a very low dosage, and then I
Yeah.
just called my doctor. I didn't even set an appointment. I just called. I was like, I think I'm good. Like, I'm ready to be
Yeah.
done. And he was like, okay.
Yay.
So yeah, that
Yeah.
was
And
that was
did
great.
you notice when you were using the prescription meds, did you have side effects from that? Because when you had mentioned how fatigued you were, of course, that is a common side effect of those meds too.
I don't I don't know for sure. I know I was fatigued even before I started the antidepressant.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
wasn't on them probably not long enough to really know for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So I don't know specifically about the side effects because I hadn't been on them that long, but to get off that quick and to not struggle with depression, because I took the Vital Biome, I was super excited when that came out. And there was a time after getting off the antidepressant, I did not want to miss a day of the Vital Biome.
Yeah.
Like I could feel it in my mood and my brain just wasn't as clear if I did not take the Vital Biome.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. For some people, it works well, I think for everybody it works effectively, but for some it works so much faster
Hmm.
even
Yeah,
than others. Who else uses Vital Biome? Anyone? Yeah. Yeah, I do too. And I use it more seasonally. I struggle more. Yeah, Jasmine, the happy pill. Yes, it's so true. But like we had, I don't know what your weather was like today, Amanda, but here we had an unseasonably beautiful day, like
that
beautiful.
was us yesterday.
Oh my word. In the 70s in October is unheard of for us. So I'm totally digging it. And I don't struggle with my mood when I see the sunshine. Okay. But when we get into these long winter months, right? And you don't see the sun sometimes for honestly weeks on end. And that is when I start to really get into a funk and my mojo, I
Mhm.
just lose my motivation and all those things. And I take it during the winter.
Me
And
too.
I
Me
noticed a
too.
difference, and
I
that's
have
why,
it. Yep.
and it's just fantastic that it can work that effectively, and that like anything else, if you notice it working, you take it, right? And you notice it so fast.
For
Okay,
sure.
so the PMS business, did you have heavy periods too? That because I've heard that before
Yes,
too.
yes, very heavy periods. And now I don't. It has cleared up
Leveled up.
so much for that.
Yeah, it is crazy. And that's too with the hormone, just balancing
Hmm.
hormones a lot can help,
Yeah.
helps with that too. But yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah. My doctor had said a couple of years before I started the Plexus products that I had symptoms of PCOS.
Okay.
And now it's just like it's
Yeah.
not there.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Wild. Okay. So tell me, I'll ask one more question, then I'll open up here. What
Mhm.
products did you start with?
I started with the triplex, and then I think that was right before the Vital Biome came out. So pretty quickly, I started with the Vital Biome as well.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Did you struggle with any type of detox symptoms when you started with the gut health?
Um, Not significantly. The
Okay.
Restore, now that I'm taking the Restore, yes.
Really? Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. And when
Um,
I started triplex too, I don't remember I remember feeling tired, but that wasn't unusual for me either. I was a pretty
mhm,
good napper, not daily,
mhm.
but Sundays. I mean, we'd get home from church and it's back in my pajamas and back into bed for real. And I would sleep 3 to 4 hours easy every Sunday.
Wow.
So, and I know that's probably not a lot for some people that are daily nappers, that I was just a weekly napper, but with my detox too, I didn't really notice anything, but I know others that, man, I'll get a
Yes.
phone call. It's like, Kelly, what are you doing to me? I feel like I've been hit by a bus. So just to
Mhm.
reiterate, like how different all of our bodies are on how we
Yeah.
tolerate. Crazy,
Mm.
crazy. Okay, you guys, does anybody have any other question? Well, I should ask you one more. I'm going to sneak one more in.
Mhm.
Is that all you currently take then? Is the Vital Biome, the Restore, and the Triplex? Or have you added anything else over the years?
No, I have added more. I take the active, the X Factor Plus. I take that's not every day. The Metaburn I am taking on a regular basis, and the Restore. Right now, I'm taking the Restore on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of us have I'm on that train right now. I just
yeah,
mixed before the call. It's like I might as well get this in right now. But the flavor I think has improved
yeah,
drastically compared to when
yeah,
I
for sure.
started before. So I do
But
enjoy.
yeah, I'm so grateful because I have some pretty long days sometimes with clients and stuff. And it's just like I can go all day, and as long as I get my sleep, it's just, and I did not used to be able to do that. I was just exhausted, and I just don't feel that near as much anymore.
And with your profession, I'm surprised you didn't say you take the E's.
That is another one I take.
It is.
Yes. I was like,
Okay.
there is something more. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
Yeah, okay.
I started taking the E's 4 years ago after I was in two car accidents in 2 weeks.
Oh
And
my.
so that saved my life. Like I didn't have to take near as much ibuprofen, but I took a lot of E's and I still do. I still take it on a regular basis. I
Okay.
just feel better if I take it.
Yeah. That I understand too, because I do too. I do too.
Hmm.
Okay, now I will open it up for questions. We looks like we just have a small group, so feel free to just unmic yourself and ask a question also. Lisa says, I love them too. I think that was when we were talking about vital biome here. And then also says, yeah, Ease is amazing.
Hmm.
Lisa, her and her family farm, and she's out there doing all the things. So I know that Ease is a big part of her game plan
Hmm.
too. Yeah, that stuff is, I'm just scripting one of my videos. I'm doing one on Ease. So
Okay.
it was kind of good to even refresh my memory on why that product is so amazing, just from an
Yeah.
ingredient standpoint. So,
Yeah.
okay, well, since I have nothing about your regimen, how about let's talk business? Have you started sharing with anybody? I think you have, you said, right?
Yes. Yes, I have. I'm a silver ambassador and I am making a lot more space in my schedule to really work the business here in the next couple months.
Good for you. Yeah, it's fun. I think that is the funnest part of this for me is well, being a pharmacist, that's what I went to pharmacy school for, is to help people feel better and health-wise.
Hmm.
So it's just been a really nice segue for me to march more in the natural health field now, rather than seeing medication as a frontline therapy. I would much rather encourage somebody to try something else first before they
Hmm.
get that prescription. Not that prescriptions aren't good. They are. I'm not going to argue that one bit, but I just don't think they need to be pushed as much as they are.
Exactly.
So, gosh. Yeah. Oh, Shannon was a napper too. Active. Yeah, Active is a pretty amazing product. I love taking Active. I don't use it every day, but I like it for the mojo it gives me when I'm on my bicycle rides. If I get 50
Hmm.
miles in and then realize, oh my, I have to turn around and do another 50. And it's my headspace that gets exhausted. It's not my body. But that
Uh-huh.
stuff I really find a lot of
That
fun.
is something that, with being a massage therapist, I take it for muscle recovery.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got a great story. A great
Yeah.
story.
Thank you. I just really am so grateful. So grateful for the products and the people I've met along the way.
Isn't that the truth? I think the community is
Yes.
one of the best gifts of
Yes.
all of it too. Yeah, to
Hmm.
be around like-minded people and
Hmm.
just to hear that our stories, even though they're very different, they always have that common thread, right? We all feel
Yeah,
better.
huh?
We all
For
have better
sure.
attitudes, all the things. So it is kind of fun.
Yeah. And for me, I'm just so grateful that I don't have to be on antidepressant the rest of my life because I didn't want that. But I was at a very dark spot in my life. And then just finding out that, wait, there's something I can do here. And
Yeah.
and it worked. So
And
so
I see
grateful.
too at the pharmacy, a lot of times it'll start with that antidepressant, right? And then maybe they're not getting the results. So either it's to increase the dose or add another one. And then
Hmm.
we're not sleeping
Hmm.
good. So now we're going to add a sleep aid. And it just seems to
It's just
domino
one thing
from
after
there.
the next. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what always makes me a little bit nervous. And they really should be used for short-term therapy too. So it's nice to
Hmm.
see people that
Yeah.
can back off those and have a good quality of life.
Hmm.
All right. So, Jazz, I don't know if you saw a wonderful story. I can't wait to hear the
Yeah.
rest. Well, Amanda, you're going places. I agree. Yeah. Silver is just the first level. So,
Hmm.
giddy up. That's kind of fun. All right, you guys, does anybody have anything for Amanda? We've been doing all the chatting here.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just appreciate you all coming out and
well,
hanging out.
we love hearing stories. I think really that's where it's at. In fact, I've had one gal friend from Canada that does Plexus as well, and she said, that's really my job. I feel like I'm just here to document stories because they
Oh,
are
well.
so powerful, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Life
yeah,
changing.
thank you very much. And I will get this posted to my YouTube channel so it will be
Okay.
available to share with others. And thank you again for spending time with us and
Yes, you're
doing a little
welcome.
bit more
Can't
about
wait
what
to
the
meet you
product
all
is.
someday.
Yes, please. That'd be amazing. All right,
Yeah.
you guys, thanks for hanging out with us for 15 minutes. It's always beneficial and always worth the time. So have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you next
Thank
Monday.
you.
Good night, guys.